And I don't know how many people have, but been playing the college football game. You probably already gotten through the first season, and now you on the second season, and you had to decide whether you're going to bring in a quarterback or you're going to roll with the guys who are there already in Big Walt and Keaton Wade and Ryan Staub. These backups, how have they been looking? I'll say this right here though, from based off the game, Keaton Wade should be pretty fast. Any snippets of him? I haven't caught anything on Well Off Media. I did ask Uncle Neely about it. Uncle Neely did say he's fast. Have you caught any snippets of him or heard anything about the backups and how they've been progressing so far in camp? And
The
those some
main
guys, those some guys we haven't given any shine to. You know, maybe we could talk about the backup quarterbacks.
Well, Ryan Staub has a tough assignment in front of him because we've heard that this defense came out firing early on during preseason camp, and Ryan Staub goes against the first string defense every day in practice. And so keep that in mind if and when, and he does sometimes, obviously, in practice, throw a pick, that he's really getting tested out there. And so, yeah, that part of it's been impressive that he's stayed the course and decided that he was going to try to develop here. But Dominiq Ponder, I think he came in from Georgia Tech as a walk-on. He's coming for that third job on the roster.
Really, what do you like about him?
I don't know a whole lot about him. He just got on campus, but the buzz is that he's actually, a big part of that mix. And so that maybe is a good story that we could come out of media day with to kind of get to his story a little bit more. He kind of came in out of nowhere. There was no real big announcement. But even Pat Shurmur mentioned him when he was talking with us as well. But he is, Destin Wade is kind of right there too. He looked more poised in the spring game. And maybe Walter Tayler has a role as kind of a short yardage wildcat option, but I would not expect him to be behind center for Colorado this year.
Well, we saw Ryan last year, obviously, against Utah, and I thought he had just shy of a winning performance, right? I thought he did a really nice job. And for some people, he was probably surprising. He did a great job, and I think that's continued. And then the guys behind him, Destin Wade has done a nice job. We have a young man here, a walk-on. Dominiq Ponder's done a good job. Colton Allen, Walt. Those guys have all, they've done a good job, and they're getting better. The challenge this time of year is for the guys that aren't 1, 2, or 3. You can't get as many reps, unfortunately, but I think they're all doing a good job at developing.
If you're watching, though, on YouTube, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and comment. But Adam just mentioned Dominiq Ponder, the quarterback, and if I could bring this up just to show and share with our viewers out there who Dominiq Ponder is. He's a 6'4" quarterback, 183 pounds is what they listed him as. Miami Carroll City High School out of Opelika, Florida, where they have a lot of ballers at down there. I think he was recruited by FIU, Liberty, and Southern Miss. 6'4", according to 247 Sports, of course, pro-style quarterback from Opelika. And he's a guy I think Coach Riz and them had their eye on. I should ask Coach Riz about him. But, when you bring in these walk-ons from South Florida, like I think a guy like Malachi Murphy would end up being, even Lopez, the other cornerback, they're bringing them in based off of the talent that they have and the potential that they have, and probably the relationship from the coaching staff that they were coached by at the high school. So they know that these guys have that talent and potential that they're looking for, but maybe they just got looked over with all of the talent that's down there in Florida and wherever else they come from. That's some things like I've seen before where you go to college and you're playing next to a guy that you feel like is not better than the guy you played with in high school, and you wonder, why didn't you guys recruit my high school teammate other than this guy? Well, a lot of guys just get looked over, grades. They don't put out film. They don't go to camps or things of that nature, but they have the talent and the ability to play. So he might be one of those guys based off of our recruiting effort. We got to give some props to the recruiters, you know, with Coach Riz and Corey Phillips and staff. You know, if they're recruiting them, we have to put some trust in them, especially this year, that there are guys that have the talent to play on this level.
And some guys, to build off your point there, Chico, is some guys just develop a little bit later too. You know,
Facts.
And because you're really not hitting your peak until you're mid to late 20s. And so we put all these evaluations out there when they're 16, 17, 18 years old. And some of them live up to that. But that's why it's such an inexact science. That's why even the NFL, they have a hard time really having, you know, a ton of success in terms of that hit rate. With walk-ons joining the program, your hit rate is really low at the college level. It's you do a story on 20 walk-ons and maybe 3 or 4 will have a role on the team or stick around for a while. And so that is a quick churn. And so it's always a great story when a Charlie Offerdahl or a Dominiq Ponder come in and have that type of impact on your program, because it wasn't the easy road to get there, right?
Yeah, definitely not. But if they just put in the work, man, you might be like a Charlie Offerdahl and eventually get that scholarship based off of the work that you put in and being consistent with it. So it's there for the taking. And if you develop later, you know, I'll say this: sometimes it goes the opposite way. Like you have a 5-star guy, but they don't really flourish in college because you don't realize until you get to college sometimes that, damn, there's a playbook that comes with this. There's learning that comes with it. There's things. I got to go to another meeting. When are we going to play? You know, type of stuff. And that's what, that might be
Chico, you know who you're talking about right now.
Yeah, I'm just talking in general, dog. Trust me, there were guys before who people think I'm talking about right now, and there are going to be guys after who people think I'm talking about right now that are 5-star quality and actually been rated as a 5-star, but they just not able to get it. Put it like this: organized sports versus out in the street basketball versus team organized basketball, right? I know you, with your basketball background, I know you've seen and experienced or whatever, right? Guys who can play out on the courts without the rules or without the referees or without the coach authority. But once you put them in that gym and you got a coach and a referee, their game goes down in toilet bowl, man. You know. So
I needed the referees, that's for sure.
See, I was a guy like that too. I took it. I could play both, but I took advantage of having the referees. It's just that my game was more like a Draymond Green or a Dennis Rodman. So out in the streets or on the playground, I might be subject to fighting or having to defend myself from fouling somebody so hard. But you know, in between the lines with the referee out there, I'm okay. Because I stood up and said, I'm getting me 4 hard fouls today, coach. 4 hard fouls. They give us 5. I'm getting 4 hard ones every game. That was me.
Yeah.
So, hey,
I'm glad I didn't match up with you on the hardwood. I'm saying that.
I had no problem fouling. I had no problem letting everybody know that that football was my actual background. So you know, you can see a little bit of Draymond Green out there and Dennis Rodman.
You just trying to place your hand right now, Reed. Head out. There you go, TC. Nah, don't lean on it. As soon as you get on your toes and start leaning, he's gonna go past you. Every time. Back. Close that from the start. Get in there. Right. Use your hand. Right. Move that one.
Ready, place it. Ready, place it.
Somebody came to work today.
Way to move.
Sit down. Sit down. Dog it out. Come on. Come on, Tony. Work. I need you to get to work. I need you to get to work now, Bob. Over there.
Wait, sit.
Over there. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Way to move.
Right there. There it goes. Sit.
Right
there. Okay. Now you got to sit there. I'm fine with that.
You gotta sit.
I'm fine with that. Now sit down. Anchor or hop. Anchor or hop.
Way to move.
No hand. No left hand. Hey, you trying to punch like this. You trying to punch like this. I'm talking to you, Justin. Elbow tight, thumb up.
Way to move.
Yeah, y'all see it? Bring your hips in. Hey, you did the bull. You gotta bring your hips in, even if you hop. Right? That's it. Keep your feet going.
Hey, you ain't always gonna win.
Keep your feet moving. Quarterback sitting right here. Come on.
Wait, sit.
Right there. I'll figure it out.
There you go, Doctor.
You gotta have it moving on toes.
Way to move.
Step. Sit down. Good grip. Good. Good, Tyree.